Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be checking out something called Gyossait, or at least I think that's about as close as I'm going to get to the title, proper pronunciation as possible. This is a game by Amon26, you'll probably remember is also responsible for such games as Au Sable and All of Our Friends Are Dead. Very delightful horror games with a very macabre sense about them, and both games that I covered on the channel a long while back. So as you can see, we're opening up here with some sort of bizarre scene of a decapitated giant god figure or something plummeting to a planet, and we're presented with our title screen, which is very artful and reminds me of a lot of metalcore band album covers for some reason. Maybe it's the triangle, maybe it's the circle, I don't know why, they have a thing for geometry. Let's start up a game, and we'll see just how deep this rabbit hole gets. Alright, so we drop out of the brain of this fallen figure as some sort of spent blood particle, and we now are generated as a little pointy dude. I don't know, I don't know really what this means or what this is about, but we're going to do a little bit of exploration, and we're going to pay attention to the background. Alright, so there's actually tutorialization going on in the back here. So we've got left and right to move, obviously, up to jump. We can choose to go over this if we want. We don't have to. A little tricky to tell what's in the foreground and what's in the background here. I kind of thought that whatever this piece of canvas hanging down or whatever, like this type of rock formation might have been something I could step on top of, but, you know, this is kind of the way these sorts of things work. I must say, this developer is incredibly consistent with his or her art style. It's very much the same between all of the games, and it's very creepy in a way that I've hardly seen anybody else ever really quite get. It's very grimy and surreal at the same time, and also just crazy at times, like really just out of the freaking ballpark crazy. Rare and wandering stranger, do I hear her voice? I will try not to listen. I think the text and like the interwoven story elements tend to come across rather heavy-handed for me personally. At least that's been my experience in prior games, but I also don't play quite as many horror games as a lot of people do, so maybe you'll get more out of it than I would. What is this picture in the backgrounds? People stabbing a lady, I guess. I also tend to, like, walk right by important things a lot of the time, too. Does that say ancient? I don't know, the text is kind of difficult to read. Burning voice rests inside these walls to challenge. It will teach you of nothing but death. Also, some strange punctuation there, perhaps. I don't know if maybe we're dealing with, like, an English... Oh, wow. Okay, well... Sort of a jump scare, I guess. I shall wear your pain like the finest shawl and dance before you in it. See what I mean with the whole Silent Hill thing? Like, that is very Silent Hill, is it not? So we seem to be reborn from this bizarre tree with little red dots all over it, and there's something just like on the fire here, twitching in the corner. You might notice I can make the shield pop up. This seems to be my only defense, and I haven't played far into this. I just did a few minutes to get acclimated before I started the recording process, but yeah, I think shield might be all I get for the moment, so I gotta make the best of it. And watch out for this guy. He's gonna shoot a little dagger at me, which I can reflect back, and that seems to be the premise. Everything here gets deflected back, and I wonder if that's sort of part and parcel with the story presentation. Maybe there's some sort of psychological reference being made here that the shield being my only defense has some sort of bearing on the state of mind of the person whose mind we're metaphorically embodying in this experience. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of making this stuff up as I go, but it also seems like it's fairly plausible with horror games. So I picked up a key. You can see that same key seems to be reflected in this gate. I really hope this lady doesn't stab me. Okay, we're good. She went right past me like she didn't even notice, and there we go. So we'll activate some platforms, and in sort of a Castlevania-esque fashion. I don't know what exactly about that is necessarily Castlevania-esque, but something about the way it clacked into place, the kind of low-res gears and mechanisms thing just speaks of Castlevania to me. And we've made it to a new screen. We've got a new tree, which is a checkpoint, and we've got more reflecting to do, so let's be a little careful and jump over this bunch of weird purple goo and try not to fall in it, because I'm sure it'll kill us. Okay. Now, one of the things I noticed when I was playing this before is... Oh, Okay, sometimes it seems like the shield doesn't block things. That's one thing that I've noticed. Another thing I've noticed is sometimes enemies stay dead, other times they don't. So that might have been, the first part might have been just because I was like standing a little bit lower than I should have been to reflect that projectile properly. Or it might just be kind of iffy collision boxes, I'm not sure. Let's hope the timing doesn't work out wrong there. You usually get too generous timing, but on occasion, it's the other way around. And we're a little bit off time, and then the thing just kills you before you even have a chance to react. That's what this lady might do. Oh, okay, I think she only tends to stab at me when I move, so maybe she functions sort of like a T-Rex or something like that. Well, that's what I'm gonna hope anyway. So I'll just watch out for... Oh, okay, there we go. I was gonna say I'll watch out for the droplet of water in the glass that I'll keep on my dashboard of my car to make sure that if she's showing up, I'm gonna have some forewarning. And then maybe I can just, you know, jet off a cliff or something. The Jurassic Park metaphor didn't really work out here, huh? Her words dig new eyes into them. Into what? Into her eyes? Into her words? Words don't dig. Whatever. Metaphors, they're crazy, right? That's gonna be... Oh, no! Alright, well, the one killed the other, I guess, so now I just need to get up there. That's like the whole, the deaf policeman heard a noise and came to shoot the two dead boys. I love that poem, that's so good. I wish I could remember the whole thing off the top of my head, but... the only reason I even have it in the forefront of my memory is because the band The Chariot made an album that basically every song on their album was just another line from that poem, which, you know, cool idea, I suppose. Very metal thing to do, right? And that kind of fits thematically with... Oh my god, please. The platforming controls in these games, I must say, consistently, you know, just as consistently as the artistic theme has been very cool looking, the controls have also been very iffy and kind of floaty at times. Oh, the thing actually falls. I didn't realize that. So maybe that's why I've been hit a few times, because maybe it went under the shield or something. A very, very loud checkpoint that I just opened up there. That's sort of a shortcut in a Dark Soulsian way, or maybe I should say Demons. Oh, well, that's going to be a problem if my key fell in the liquid. I don't know exactly what I can do about that. I set myself up there for failure. What's going on in the background, by the way? Have you noticed there's some strange structures and also occasionally snow or ash? Which, you know, I mean, for the sake of the Silent Hill metaphor, the ash certainly seems to be... Oh, it moved the key over there. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, the ash seems to be rather appropriate if that's what it's going to be, but it also seems like it could just be stars randomly moving in weird patterns. I mean, stars don't do that, of course, but who knows? Games are weird, right? I also appreciate the detail of leaving the dead body floating in the water to kind of show that there was actually a progression, and it's not just my same clone reforming itself into something. What is that statue? It looks a lot like those weird, creepy things from the beginning of Secret of Mana. When you have to go fight the wall face with the tomato monsters. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Oh, I didn't even think to try to read this. Oh, and also, in case this gets flashier, I mean, I know it's probably a little late now, but in case there's more flashing going on, because these games have a propensity for that, you know, seizure warning and all that. Beloved, I hear a familiar heart, the temple of a surrogate god eastward. Alright, I like that idea. Let's go find a surrogate god, whatever that means. Oh, okay. Seems like the audio just took the forefront of things. So come, rare and wandering brother, haste. Alright, will do. What is that weird thing sticking out of the side of that wall? If you play this, you're definitely going to want to play this with the sound up, by the way. I don't think that's really a strange thing to say or anything, but, like, this game certainly relies a lot on the audio mix. Alright, so I've gotten a key. These guys don't seem to be very dangerous. Uazaz... I can't read that word properly. Strength, strength... Oh, how do we spell strength? Stretch out and beyond this endless shadow. So maybe I'm a shadow? Maybe that's why they can't see me, or... I don't know. Are they carrying guitars, some of them? Are they wandering minstrels? Indoors for all his children? Okay. And what's up with this weird pattern on the ceiling? Is that wires? I kind of want to believe it's just, like, weird random entrails hanging down, or at least that's maybe the suggestion there. Ahead lies the crucible of Uzaza. Alright, so we've got another checkpoint. I don't know if there's really anything in the way of secrets in these types of games. I wish there were, but it doesn't seem that way. And whatever that is, it seems to have a cannon. So let's try and reflect that. Brilliant. And let's go up here. Okay, we've got a key, and that door does not open, so we're going to go back down, and we're going to try and go over to the right and watch out for spikes below. That looks like the door we're going to end up using this key on, but we're going to need to activate a mechanism first. Oh, look at that crazy thing, whatever that is on the right in the corner. Reminds me a lot of, like, the creepy areas in Echo the Dolphin, if that makes any sense. If you guys haven't played the late-game Echo the Dolphin, or, like, even watched a video of it, I definitely recommend taking a look into that, because you might be shocked that that game is not all quite as lighthearted as it likes to look at surface value. One day I'll grow flowers. I mean, won't we all, right? Stardust to Stardust. Okay, can't get up there. I guess I'll go hit that switch, and hopefully that'll take care of that issue for me. Very loudly, in fact. Are you gonna shoot at me? Thank you. Really doesn't make this much of a challenge if it's just that obvious, right? Just stand in front of it for a second, wait a minute, put your shield up, and everything's fine. I think I can stand where those spikes are missing in the center there. Okay, there we go. Oh! Oh! I would have to land in that space for that to actually work, right? So a little bit of poor jumping. I didn't actually go and map this to 360 controller, in case you're wondering, so I'm doing just keyboard controls today. And so far, so good, I suppose. I mean, I've certainly done better in various platforming challenges, but I've also done worse. So it looks like I can go up this way now. Let's go see what this structure's about. Would not be surprised if this kills me. Oh, okay. I guess I push it. And... oh, what do I drop it, like, on this lady? Weird. Okay, I feel like kind of a jerk now. What a strange thing to have happen. So did I need to sacrifice her? Because this is not just a... oh, okay. It's a strange, bizarre version of, like, that one guy from Bleach that wears the hat over his eyes, but also, like, a little bit of Gygus from Earthbound. What are you? Your mask is hiding you. I can smell you. Hiding you from what? Hiding you from all of my eyes. Alright, I mean, sometimes you just gotta scream, I guess. And I think it's silent now? There's all the clanking seem to have stopped. She gave to me one final gift, but I don't want it. Oh, so I filled up that pipeline below the ground with her blood. Growing strong, I offer its burning steel flowers to you. Okay. Brutality. This is how I cast you out. I remember now. Down with all of your hate, the steely totem of rage you're becoming as the wrath of the Forgotten One. So I seem to have a gun now, and, oh, I can fire it, and my head is actually either ablaze or made of blood. I'm not sure which. This is getting interesting. Bring down upon your warrior's burden, and all your obstacles shall fall prostrate. I have to tell you, I can't really follow most of the text, like, I mean, it's intentionally meant to be obtuse, but, like, I also just, like, don't know what it's trying to say, really. Other than just, like, big, important-sounding God-speak stuff, which people say a lot in games. So I guess we're just gonna kind of continue the trend now, only we don't have a shield, we have a sword of sorts. So maybe there is actually something to that whole metaphorical thing I mentioned earlier. Oh, okay, well apparently I touched its collision box, so that thing's gonna kill me. And, oh, I'm back to having a shield again. What does that mean? Did I only get one shot at using my gun? Oh no, now I have the gun again. What just happened there? I think maybe that was not meant to happen that way. I was thinking maybe, like, you need the gun to get a good ending or something, and then, like, you don't get it if you die, so that would, like, erase your chances of being able to progress. Destruction, must you truly become as they? Alright, we're lamenting the fact that I'm now using an offensive measure instead of a defensive one, I suppose. And things are getting a little bit rowdy and loud at this point. And I don't have the gun anymore again. Seems to come and go as it pleases. Alright, so it looks like we're kind of in the same boat as we were prior. More platforminess. And you know what? I'm actually going to wrap up the episode at this point, because I'd like you to go finish this yourselves, so you can see what happens. I do like to play these pretty far in, but at the same time, I want to make sure you guys get the opportunity to see a little bit of the content firsthand yourselves without me spoiling it all for you. As much as I am kind of interested in seeing how much crazier this gets, it seems like we are going back to the same formula again of platforming and shield dodging and all of that. So, that was Gyossait. I still don't know how to say it properly. Gyossait, I think. Go give it a download. It's free, but you can name your own price, so if you want to support the developer, which I highly urge you to do, you can do that as well. The link is going to be right in the description, and go ahead and make sure you leave me a comment and let me know what you think of things like this in general, these very disturbing, discordant, surreal, artistic experiences that are maybe a little bit overly indulgent in the esoteric department. That varies per person. I know plenty of people that would not be bothered in the least by some of this stuff. And it's funny that it bothers me too, right? Like, I mean, it doesn't really bother me in this game of things, but it's not something that I go out of my way to seek out, if that makes sense. Okay, so I guess that hitbox is just going to hit me every time if I just walk right into it. Fair enough. So anyway, that's going to be it for another day. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Make sure you come back again tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day, and I look forward to bringing you back another one tomorrow. So I will see you then, and I hope you have a fantastic night. Talk to you all later.